Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at Amgen. Can this company be a market-beating stock over the next few years? That's what we're discussing. If you're not familiar with Amgen, Amgen does trade on the stock market with the ticker AMGN. It is a top drug maker whose shares have risen by more than 70% in 5 years. But now, for reference, because we do have to show this, and I want to explain that Amgen has not been a market-beating stock over the last few years, over the last 5 years. The S&P 500, for example, has gained 90% over the same period. So over the last 5 years, it was better to have your money in the S&P 500 than to go Amgen. But that's not the question. The question is, can it be a market-beating stock over the next 5 years? That's what we're looking at. Amgen has promising products in its pipeline. I want to discuss those. But some investors, and this is what we're discussing today, some investors are concerned about Amgen's high debt load. So let's compare the two and let's see what wins out and decide whether or not Amgen is a great investment. I'm going to give you my opinion. All right, let's talk about that promising product pipeline, because that is something that is really going to drive Amgen over the next few years. But can it drive it enough to be worth an investment? They have a potential weight loss drug called MariTide. MariTide could compete with Novo Nordisk, Eli Lilly's weight loss drugs. MariTide, this is some of the value prospects for this drug. MariTide might not need to be taken weekly, which is huge, and users might keep the weight off after stopping MariTide. MariTide currently is in phase 2 trials, and if it's approved, MariTide could add billions in revenue and boost Amgen's share price. A lot is riding on that drug MariTide. There is a lot of other growth catalysts that we could look at kind of in this ballpark. Amgen recently obtained FDA approval for Imdelltra for advanced small cell lung cancer. Imdelltra could generate up to $2 billion in revenue at its peak. Amgen also acquired ChemoCentryx for $3.7 billion. That acquisition includes Tavneos for vasculitis. Amgen acquired Horizon Therapeutics, much bigger acquisition for $27.8 billion. That's going to play into the debt. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But that acquisition included Tepezza for thyroid eye disease. So when we look at their financials, 2023's financials, here's the big numbers: $28.2 billion in sales and $6.7 billion in profit. So let's talk about the debt, guys, because I know that's the big question. These are the value prospects. As you can see, Amgen's got a lot of things in the pipeline. They've got a lot of products. They've got a lot of potential over the next 5 years. Let's talk about the debt, because that really is the big question. Amgen's debt was $64 billion at the end of March. Their debt increased considerably due to the Horizon acquisition that I just referenced. Amgen reduced their debt by only $600 million since the start of the year. Very modest. They're definitely not chipping away at this debt at a rate that makes investors super happy. Amgen's 2023 free cash flow was $7.4 billion. Now that's good, and I'm going to show why this could actually be the solution. Free cash flow $7.4 billion. Their dividend payout was $4.6 billion. So what we could see if we project this out is that Amgen could trim their debt because of the free cash flow by at least $10 billion over the next 5 years. And also, interest rates may be lower in the future, because right now they're absolutely insane. Interest rates could lower over the next 5 years, which would also reduce some of these debt concerns. So let's get to the $1 million question. Is Amgen going to beat the market over the next 5 years? Well, Amgen is trading currently at 15 times its estimated future profits. Their growth potential includes MariTide approval. Amgen's debt level is high, but it may not deter long-term investors, and that's what we got to see, is that over the next 5 years, they really have an opportunity to tackle their debt. The S&P 500's current inflated levels suggest potential for correction. So what I mean is that the S&P 500 very well could take a big drop over the next few years, and Amgen may not take that same drop. So Amgen may be a market beater because S&P 500 is so high, and because right now Amgen is maybe a little undervalued. Amgen, because of all these factors, guys, could be a market beating stock over the next 5 years. And Amgen, in fact, if we look at all the healthcare stocks right now, Amgen may be one of the best healthcare stocks to buy right now if you're looking for growth stocks. I'm saying it, guys. Amgen is a great buy. So, in conclusion, here's your 3 main points, guys. Number 1, Amgen has significant growth potential. Number 2, the company's debt level is a concern, but it's manageable. And number 3, Amgen could outperform the market in the next 5 years. Alright guys, I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you did, leave it a like. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel, guys. Comment down below and let me know what you think about Amgen. And if you're buying, if you're holding, maybe you already are like selling out and you're going to go buy something else, put your money somewhere else. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Amgen. Also, want to say that I am not investing in Amgen today. Every single week, I post a video on this channel telling you what stock I'm buying. So I do post my buys on this channel along with a lot of other analysis so that you can get in here and see. People have asked, why don't you buy, Nolan, why don't you buy every stock that you talk about in the videos? And guys, it's because there's too many good stocks out there and I can only buy so many. So I'm only putting my money in the ones where I've done the most research and where I feel the best about it. So there may be 5 great stocks and only one of them that I think is the best. I post those videos along with everything else right here on this channel, guys. So even though I'm not buying Amgen today, I am buying stocks every single week, guys. So subscribe and just check out the content. Anyway, guys, I hope you'll have an awesome day, and thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.